Whenever you're doing research, it's important that you use a variety of different sources. And this slideshow is going to explain the different types of sources that exist. You might have a lot of database note sheets when you're doing research, but that doesn't mean that you haven't used many different sources. So you're probably in better shape than you think. So for this project, you're required to use a minimum of 3 different types of sources. One type of source is a general encyclopedia. We have Britannica and we have World Book, and both of those would go on a database note sheet and get cited as a database in Noodle Tools. We recommend that you don't rely too much on general encyclopedia articles because they tend to be a little bit more watered down, so we recommend using maybe one. A second type of source is a subject-specific encyclopedia. We have many different subject-specific encyclopedias available for you to access. And just like the general encyclopedias, they would get cited as a database, but they are a different kind of source. There's no limit on how many of these you can use. A third type is a book. We have print books that come off the shelf, the ones that are on the cart, for example, and there's a book note sheet for those, and they have their own citation type in Noodle Tools. Same with ebook. Our ebooks come from our ebook K-8 collection in EBSCO, our Mackin and Follett collections, and there is a note sheet for ebooks. You can also get book chapters through our databases. EBSCOhost and EBSCO Points of View can both provide book chapters. For example, if you use the point, counterpoint, and overview articles in EBSCO Points of View, they would get cited on a database note sheet, and they would be cited as a database in Noodle Tools. However, those are considered book chapters. A fourth type of source is a magazine or newspaper article. They're available in print format, so let's say your family gets the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times delivered to your house every day. That would be a print newspaper. Most likely you're getting your newspaper or magazine articles from our databases. You can get them from Newsella, and EBSCOhost also provides access to magazine and newspaper articles. A fifth type of source is a website. Websites have their own note sheet and their own citation format in Noodle Tools, so they're a little bit different than the other sources. However, they're their own type, and we just want to make sure that if you are using any websites that are not linked on the LibGuide, that before you take any notes from them, run them by us first, because we want to make sure that we can rely on the information that is coming from that website, because not everything you're going to find in a search in Google, for example, is going to lead you to accurate information. A sixth type of source is a video, and they're available in many different formats. We have our Learn 360 database, and that would get a database note sheet and a database citation. And there are also videos that can be accessed on YouTube, or there might be videos maybe embedded within a website like the New York Times. Those would get website citations. However, just like with the free web, if you're going to use YouTube, once again, check with us before you take any notes from a video, because just like with the free web, anybody can upload a video to YouTube, and that doesn't necessarily mean that the information is going to be trustworthy. And there are other possibilities for sources. There are primary source documents like speeches, personal interviews that can be conducted. You might know of a person who has experience with the topic that you're researching. There's radio or television broadcasts, academic journals, etc. The bottom line is you're probably going to have many database citations, and that is okay. We also want to remind you that you can use EBSCOhost to actually select source types. When you are in EBSCOhost, you will see that there is a source type drop down here. So you can actually select magazine articles, newspaper articles, book chapters. So that's an easy way to get different source types. If you have any questions about source types or need any help finding a different type of source, ask your librarians for help.